Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. DAZN is holding up Canelo Alvarez's next fight, and this is according to ESPN. And Canelo Alvarez's lawyers came out and stated that DAZN is holding up plans for Canelo Alvarez's next fight, and that's why it has not been announced, due to DAZN wanting Canelo Alvarez to take a pay cut. And this is the exact quote. He states, "Canelo is in great shape. He's been training hard. He absolutely is ready and on track to fight in September. If it was up to him and him only, he would have already announced the fight. There's obviously other parties and other things involved that are out of his control, but everything he can control, he's on track and prepared. Everybody, including Team Canelo, is waiting to find out if DAZN is going to live up to its obligations. I'm aware of no other sticking points. DAZN on this matter has declined to comment to ESPN in regards to this. So Canelo Alvarez has a guaranteed contract with DAZN, and these guys are not anxious or look like willing at the moment to fork over his entire guaranteed purse for his next fight, since that's over $30+ million. Now, you've already seen that Eric Gomez, the president of Golden Boy Promotions, have come out and stated that Canelo Alvarez will make less in his next fight because Canelo Alvarez actually gets part of the gate. Canelo Alvarez actually gets part of sponsorships for his fights. And the sponsors are not there, the gate is not there, so Canelo Alvarez will simply be getting his actual just guaranteed purse from DAZN. So he's taking pay cuts in many different ways, and now DAZN is wanting him to take an additional pay cut. Now, to me, that doesn't make sense. A lot of people will say, well, this is Canelo Alvarez's star power. It has nothing to do with star power. Only an idiot, a moron, or a dummy would say that. His star power is obviously the biggest in boxing. That's why he got a history-making deal, of $365 million. It's not about the star power. It's simply about economics. If there's no sponsors, there's less money. If there's no gates, there's less money. And DAZN has already had financial struggles. So, you can understand why these guys are not anxious about handing over money. But at the end of the day, they're contractually obligated to do it. They need their business to put on fights and big fights, and they need Canelo Alvarez. At this point, they need to honor their obligations and pay the man. One solution to remedy this cause is Eddie Hearn has stated that he doesn't want pay-per-view for DAZN, but it could add flexibility. And I agree 100%. In this situation, especially with the coronavirus, putting Canelo Alvarez on a special attraction pay-per-view one-time fight, that may give him the opportunity to make more money than his guaranteed purse, make up some of the money for the sponsorships and gate loss, but also DAZN may only have to pay half of his guaranteed purse and let him try to make the rest on pay-per-view. That would be a great solution. That would be a great compromise. That would make a lot of sense. But these guys have not come to the table with that. DAZN is contractually obligated, and I think this would be an excellent idea. It makes the most sense. I mean, if you look at the scene of boxing right now, you see fights like Jermall Charlo and Sergey Deverenchenko. How did that fight get made? Jermell Charlo and Jason Rosario. How did that fight get made? Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. How did that fight get made? All of those are pay-per-views, and all of these guys are fighters who've never headlined pay-per-views before. So you see PBC and Showtime have decided to put these guys, lower tier names, lower tier brands, on pay-per-view. That's the only way that these guys can make the kind of money that they're wanting to make without live gates, without sponsorships, is simply putting these guys on pay-per-view. And none of these guys are half the star that Canelo Alvarez is. So at this point, it only makes sense to put the guy on pay-per-view to save everybody money and to make everybody money. But once again, Unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.